Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cosmic Conversations. I'm your host, Sheila Seppi, and you're watching us right here on the Conscious Awakening Network. If you've already signed up to be on our mailing list, woohoo! But if you haven't, please visit our website, consciousawakeningnetwork.org, and catch all the replays there or on our YouTube or any of our downloadable locations, Spotify, Google, Android, any of these platforms you can catch us on. Now, I do want to mention we are in the process of upgrading our website. So if you get on there and it acts a little bit glitchy, you're going to know why. Because we are in the process of upgrading and having a members only section. Now, this is a for pay. It's only $12.99, but you get all kinds of exclusive content that's totally uncensored. And we're going to be offering an affiliates program. So just kind of be listening. I'll be talking about that as we're ramping up. We've been testing the affiliates program for the last couple days, or I guess you say the software, to make sure all of our glitches are worked out before we launch that. And when we come back up, you're going to see a brand new look and feel to our website. So please, if nothing else, just keep going back to consciousawakeningnetwork.org and checking us out. So tonight, our special guest is Sherri Dill, and my co-host for the month is that beautiful Bridget Renee Holiday. Now, she is an international quantum healing hypnotherapist. She's a channeler and a starseed mentor who focuses on the awake and ascending mentorships. Now, Bridget's going to tell you just a little bit more about herself here in just a second. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring her up. Hello, Miss Bridget. How are you?
I am so good. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. So excited to be here again for another
Yes.
amazing cosmic conversations. And yeah, Sheila, tonight is going to be so fun. We're going to go on a journey with my best friend. Um,
Woohoo.
so a little bit about me. Sheila told you guys I'm an awakening and ascension mentor and a quantum hypnotherapist. And if you're looking to get in touch with your lives and expressions beyond Earth, but also sometimes within, I'm your girl. I'm the one that'll hold space for all of that beautiful high strange that we all hold within us and connect those dots to really integrate it and anchor it into our world. I also have a beautiful community called Ascension Catalyst that I would love for each and every one of you to check out. You can find it at ascensioncatalyst.com. There's an S on
Beautiful.
that.
All right. Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for being here this month. You want to tell us a little bit about Sherri?
Yes. So Sherri is someone that is, I'm just going to speak for a minute and then I'll read her bio, but she is someone that is very close to my heart. She has a heart of gold and is such a beautiful friend, her and her partner, Natalie. And we've got a lot of our Ascension Catalysts and Awaken Ascending family here with us too. So I see you guys. Sherri Dill is a starseed, intuitive channel, Reiki master, quantum healer, spiritual mentor, and animal intuitive. She holds frequencies of Arcturus, Pleiades, Sirius, the angelic realms, and many others she's discovering along her journey. Sherri is deeply connected with fairies, dragons, elementals, and our galactic family. And she loves to work with animals. And in her animal intuitive sessions, she connects with them to bring through messages to help understand what the animal is experiencing. Then she channels through what is in the highest to best support them in all the ways that are needed. And she may also use Reiki to assist with any healing and comfort the animal might need. Sherri also offers intuitive Reiki sessions to bring through healing, harmonization, blockage clearing. Healing, blockage clearing, energetic harmonization, and channeled messages to assist her clients to move beyond experiences of being unwell, out of alignment, and feeling stuck, assisting them to shift into a more balanced daily experience, unlocking their ability to receive and create their heart's deepest desires. Sherri is also a moderator in Ascension Catalyst's community, which supports our Starseed Walk-In Hybrid family on Earth as we navigate our ascension journeys, sharing experiences and regularly meeting with supportive soul family. And if you would like to connect and work with Sherri, you can visit dialogueofthesoul.com, and to join our community, again, it's ascensioncatalyst.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so, so much. So let's go ahead. Miss Sherri, are you ready to come on up?
I am.
Yay. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I don't know if I can follow up what she just said about me. I mean, I know I'm supposed to do a presentation, but that was beautiful. Thank you, Bridget. It helps when it's your best friend announcing you, I guess, right?
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you're going to be sharing with us. It's always beautiful to see you in the audience, and now to see you here and to get to hear your phenomenal information. I just can't wait. So come on
Here
up.
we go.
Yeah.
So about 5 years ago, this healing journey started for me. 13 years ago, I was told I should be in a wheelchair or scooter, and I was believing the programming that was given to me. And about 5 years ago, I took a class with medium Cindy Kaza, and I took a beginning mediumship class. I then took a paint your aura class with her, and a automatic writing class with her. So I took 3 classes with Cindy Kaza, who is amazing. And with that, I woke up. I didn't realize I'd been sleeping, but I was sound asleep, and I woke up and it started a journey. And then shortly after that, I found Clubhouse, and on Clubhouse is where I really found out about my star-seededness. I found out about my connection to the different systems and the different energies and all of the elementals and so many more. So about 3 years ago, I found Bridget in Awaken Ascending. And in Awaken Ascending, I found some other like-minded individuals. And we met in this beautiful place called Mount Shasta. There's a group of 10 of us, and we went on hikes. And that was when my mind was split wide open, in a sense, because I was starting to see things, feel things, and understand things that I had never even thought about or even knew existed. I knew I was gifted. I knew information came in through channels and through telepathic aspects of myself, but I didn't understand the connection I had to all the other beings. So in Mount Shasta, one of the first things that happened was we did a meditation to meet the elementals and come across them. And shortly, in a little bit, I will show you some of the beings that I came across, along with what happened leading up to the last month. So when we were there, the group of us, 10 of us, gathered at the river, and we did an elemental meditation to ask to be shown the beings and the energies that were there. And on the way walking out of that beautiful hike, I saw my first thing. And I was like, oh, I'm seeing things. I saw what looked like a leprechaun, but I wasn't alone. And luckily, there was somebody right next to me that saw the leprechaun too. Unfortunately, I don't have the picture of the leprechaun, but it was validation that somebody standing right next to me mentioned the word that I was seeing. And it was a leprechaun gnome on a huge stump. So that was the very first image that I was shown. And I was like, okay, there's more to this. So as we expanded our trip, I think we were there for 3 days, and we went on several hikes, Fairy Falls, Hedge Creek Falls, just so much nature and so much. And for some of you might not know, but Mount Shasta is considered the root chakra of the world. So that connects you in such a way, and it opens you up. And I was standing at Hedge Creek Falls, and as I'm filming, I'm watching my dog and my partner, and I'm just filming. I don't see anything, but I play it back, and this is when I captured something in the video playback, and it is a blue elemental guardian being of the caves of Hedge Creek Falls. But what's interesting is I will show you this picture, but along the walk, the rocks spoke to me. They had faces, the trees had energy, and all of a sudden, the feeling that I had was so much more than me. And so that was my first connection. And shortly after that, I found out who my star family was through a little meditation, and I found out that I have a divine feminine Syrian, a divine masculine Palladian. My Arcturians lead me, and I have an angel that has my back. I've discovered more since then, of course, but those are the 4 that are constantly with me, guiding me and showing me these things. And I still didn't understand the connection. I was still figuring this out because this was all new to me. And this was all an expansion of my consciousness and my abilities and everything in once. So as we continued our journey, I got closer and closer to the people in Awaken Ascending. I had a lot of people that were like-minded that I can share these experiences with, share these examples with, and go a little bit further into it to understand what I was experiencing. We would go on guided meditations to the Akashic Records, where I learned that I was a nun in a previous life. And when I found that out, I was like, that makes so much sense. It's totally fit me in this life. And I'm like, now we can clear all that now that I know it. So that was the start of the journey. So I'm going to share you the screen real quick, see if I can do this. You guys be patient with me. And I am going to show you one of the first slides because it is there. Is it showing?
Yes, but you might want to go full screen.
I thought I did. So hold on. There you go.
There you go.
So this first picture is taken in Mount Shasta at the Hedge Creek Falls. And this was the first being I was ever shown. And I was able to capture it on my video, not in a still shot, not with my eyes, but in a video. It showed itself. There's actually several there. There's one that's more prominent in the front. You might be able to see the cone head to it. You might be able to see. And then in the second picture, sorry, I didn't mean to go forward. Here you go. So for a long time, people were saying, oh, that's just ribbon or a backpack. There's nothing there. There is no other picture that shows this. This is just what was captured. The second picture, this picture right here is a being in the rock staring at me. I'm sure you can see the face in it. There's actually several beings in this picture, but the one that's most prominent is the one that I saw. I didn't see it when I took the picture. I saw it after I took the picture. And with that, I was able to expand and go further. We can stop sharing that, go back to. And so with that, that started my journey. That started my curiosity. And it started elevating even further than that because we were there with a whole bunch of people that were doing C5s. So we were having extraterrestrial experiences, star beings coming in and energies through all that. So as I continued, I continued to expand, continued to do meditation. And then the last 3 years have been kind of like mind blowing for me because the things that I have been shown, the things that I know, for all of you, just to let you know, I'm claircognizance and I'm clairsentient. So the information is just within me. It's not that I hear it. It's not that I see it. It's just within me and I know it. And then my body validates that with a vibration. Some might call it a zap. Some might call it goosebumps, angel bumps. But basically, my whole body lights up when I am speaking about the truth that's coming through to validate that what I'm saying is right and keep going. So I don't know if anybody else has that, but it's really, really fun for me because as Bridget will say, I like to feel things. So even though I don't necessarily need muscle testing, even though I don't necessarily need the validation of the body, for me, it signifies yes. And I like it. I like that confirmation for me individually. So that's how it started. And it's just continued. And so for the last 2 years, some of you might know my friend Jim Farley. He's been on the show as a guest, as a speaker. And for the last 2 years, him, my partner, Natalia, and I have been channeling, going into deep channel and receiving messages from spirit, from the star families, that we were supposed to go to North Carolina to meet them and to have an experience. So for 2 years, we're planning this experience and we have no idea other than the channeled messages, what was going to come through and what we were going to experience. And 2 years in the making, we finally get to North Carolina and we hang out at this beautiful location. Our friend Jim is an amazing tour guide. we got to go to basically all of the rainforest in North Carolina. We traveled to Craggy Mountain and all of these beautiful places. And at Craggy Mountain, it's a misty rainforest. It was full of beings and energies that you could just sense and feel. And I was like, ooh, I'm supposed to be here. Okay. And things were shown to us that if you're connected, you just know and you feel it when you're there. You walk into the mist and you have no idea. Yes, very otherworldly, as Jim would say. And the experiences we had is what I'm here to share with you guys. So I hope you're excited about the journey that I'm going to take you on. It starts with getting picked up at Asheville, North Carolina airport. And from there, we went straight into the mountains and we had some experiences. We've had some fairy sightings. We had some people of the forest experiencing with us in the background. And it was just full of so much excitement and expansion. And I think some of it is actually still downloading because it was just 2 weeks ago that I got back. So it's still coming in all these ways, shapes, and forms. But let me go back to share the screen with you because I want to share with you what we saw in North Carolina. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Oh, actually, real quick, before I go on, did I share the whole screen like last time?
Not yet.
Mm.
And you're going to go into details about all these amazing things, right?
Here you go.
Yay!
Yes, there you go. Okay. So this one, before I go into North Carolina, when I said that my world got opened up, as you can see, this says front door. This is a fairy orb that flew up to my front door one day when I was watching it across the street. And I said, if you're a fairy, come up to my door. And this energy flew up and it showed itself. And I just thought you guys would really enjoy that. So there's that. But here, this is the house that we stayed in North Carolina. And this house is a beautiful property. It's on a mountain. And those rocks right there are the guardian rocks of that property. So the energy of the rocks themselves, they do their job. Our friend Jim created a stone circle. This is the stone circle that he was channeled to create. And we had channeled very in-depth details about this stone circle. Approximately a year ago, we were out, my partner and I were on a hike and we came across a pile of meteorites. And we were guided by our channeled messages to take 11 meteorites to the stone circle for the night that we were going to make contact. So when we got there, there were a meteorite placed at each of those stones, one in the center stone and 2 at the entrance of that stone circle. So this is the area where we sat up and we had our experience. So later that night, we went out and we, at each of those 4 major rocks, we created a grid. There was 4 of us there and we set up on a blanket and we laid down and we had contact. We called in our star families. We told them that we wanted to see them like they told us and through channel that we were going to receive. So 4 of us were laying down and we're just in meditation and we start to look up. And as I look up in the sky, it's cloudy. You can't see anything. So we're like, well, how's this going to work? We're not going to be able to see anything, right? So we're like, wait, hold on. And Jim actually falls asleep. Sorry about that. Jim actually falls asleep at one point, and as he's asleep, the 3 of us women look up, and there is a ship going around us, and it's a light ship, but it's like a rectangular bar with bright lights. There's no colors. There's no other thing, and it's just showing itself as it goes around the whole circle. And he wakes up and he's like, "Oh man, I missed it." He knew, and we're having this conversation about it. And so I have one picture of the sky, and if you are able to, you will see what you need to see in that. It's pretty amazing. This is it. as I'm laying down, this is right above me. And if you
Can
look
you
in
go
the clouds,
full screen
sorry,
for us, Sher? It might make it easier to see.
there you go. Is that better?
Yes.
For some reason on the laptop, it's not showing as bright as it did on my cell phone. However, you can see the outline in the center that's kind of highlighted by the color. That was right above us. It was hovering. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I don't, okay, they're here. And when Jen woke up, we discussed not only were they above us, not only had they gone around us in a way they couldn't have because of where the mountain was, they were also, sorry, they were also giving us the energy of their presence. So we enjoyed it. We had a long conversation. We did a lot of ancestral healing that we didn't know was going to come, but it did, and we did it. And we continued on our excursion. We sat around, we talked about it, we had more experiences. We could feel the people of the forest. We did not see them, they were cloaked, but we could feel their energy protecting us. We could feel the grandmother Native American spirits of the mountain with us. We could feel the grandmother bear spirit that was protecting all of us. And then shortly after, we got up and we went on a walk. Where did we go to walk, right? Well, some would say that we saw lightning bugs, but I know we saw different. We saw fairies. They were everywhere. They were blue and purple and green. And on this property, it is dark. There's no light. There's no light pollution. There's nothing. And so when you're seeing these little sparkles and these little things in the trees and the ground, you're like, oh, I'm seeing this. There's no doubt about it, right? And as you can see in some of the next pictures, whoops. Please bear with me, everybody. I'm new on the Zoom thing and I'm doing my best I can. So with the sharing of stuff. So hold on. And
You're
then
doing great.
Thank you. And this, so can you guys see that okay?
Go full screen for us. Much better.
Okay. So the stone circles, the sky. So here you go. There's two pictures on the screen, and one of them is showing you a tree, and one of them looks like it's rainbow orbs. And well, the picture in the daylight is to show you that there's nothing on the ground making these colors. It's just to give you an idea. That's what it looks like in the daytime. The picture on the right is the energies that were floating around that area right there that we captured on picture. But not only did I capture it on picture, here, let me play it for you. So you guys can take a look at that video and you can see those energies moving around. Those are the fairies. These fairies are very well taken care of. They often get left brown sugar, walnuts on the half shell, all kinds of amazing fun stuff. But as you can see, once again, they showed themselves to me. There was no question about it. It was, here you go. This is what you asked for. This is what we talked about. This is the channel. Here it is. So in that, we couldn't deny what we were experiencing. We couldn't, there was no other explanation. So yes, this was 5 feet from the porch. And mind you, there's no lights on in the house. There's no light pollution. We tried to give the fairies as much non-light pollution so they can have the best experience and give us the best experience, because we'd been channeling for this for 2 years from the type of beings that were coming in, which I believe it was 11 different star systems that came to meet us that day, even though I'm only talking about the one ship and the other ship that went around. There were beings from all different places that were there helping guide us on this experience. And it was amazing. It was fun. And it was life-changing because I can't go back. Once you see things and once you have proof, there's no way you can say, yeah, that doesn't exist. And for me, I tend to, get in my head a lot. So, sometimes you might hear somebody really loudly telepathically tell me to get into my heart space, because sometimes as a Scorpio, I overanalyze and I get in there and I want to understand it at a deeper level. And I think all of us have done that at times, right? Because even though we're star seeds, even though we're having this experience, we're also having a human experience. And sometimes that human takes over and we're like, wait a minute, hold on. So for me, it was so eye-opening and so expressive. And it was so, whoa, this is happening. And of course, during that time, we are channeling and we're experiencing new messages. Yes, I can show the photos again. So we can experience new things through what we're learning from these beings and these experiences at hand. So I'm not sure which one. I'm going to go ahead and start from the beginning for Natalie. I think she asked if we could share the photos again. So this is the start.
Go ahead and go full screen for us, Sherri.
Thank you.
There you
go. Okay, so this is guardian being number 1. That is another being in the river. This is an orb at the front door. Let me touch on this orb at the front door. So this was around last October. The fairies were coming up to the door and doing all kinds of things. The hummingbirds were flying through the door. It was just crazy, the things that were happening. And this one particular day, it was Halloween. And we put out treats for the kids. And there's an orb that appears right above the treats for the kids. And then as I say hello, it takes off. And then this orb comes up the next day afterwards. And you guys, as you watch the video, I know this is a screenshot, but if you watch the video, you can see the trail of energy that these are leaving. And it's just mind-blowing to me. So those are the guardian rocks, the stone circle, the night sky, the fairies, the fairy video. I'll let you watch that again. Look at that rainbow crystalline diamond light that's shining from that area. There's 3 spots that is just shining, and then there's any energy around it that's moving too. It's just, you can't deny it. It just amazes me that they allow me to capture it and to share with everybody, because that is part of my job. It's to share with you. And this is the trail in Craggy Mountain. This was North Carolina rainforest. And the whole area is misty like this, and there's just energies. And some of you might be able to see the being that's in this picture, the main being. There's several, but if you look right where my cursor is, there is a large being right there looking at me with a smirk as I take the picture. And that is one of my gifts, that they allow me to see those things. They allow me to experience it. And often when I'm taking the photos, I don't know that that's what I'm capturing. I'm being guided to point and shoot my camera. I literally just click, 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 because I feel it within me to do so. And as I do so and I get home, because of course I want to be in the moment too, right? So as much as I have my camera on me, I'm trying to be as present as possible, because I also know it's not about the past and it's not about the future. It's about this moment right here and the journey that we're taking to get to our destination. It's never about the destination. It's always about the journey to get there. So I stop and I go back and I look at them, and I'm amazed at what they allow me to capture. I'm amazed at what they allow me to share. And that is one of the best gifts that I think it makes me more excited to go on these journeys and to expand and to learn. As a starseed and as a starseed and as a gifted individual, going onto the ship for the first time, which wasn't even part of the talk, that was an experience, because I remember touching the bed going, wait, where am I? This bed moves like water, but it wasn't water. And it was like a metal ship. And I was like, so we have all these experiences and all of it. Sorry, I'm reading at the same time and I'm trying to keep up with all the questions.
You're doing a good job, Cher. You're doing an amazing job. So tell us more about this picture with the being. And if you guys are not on a PC, if you're on your phone, when Sherri goes full screen with this, snap a picture and make it bigger, because I know I had to do that to see the image. Hold on, she'll go back to it. When she goes full screen.
I'm
It's
trying.
okay.
Wait a second. Let's see.
You're doing good. And then I'm gonna have you tell us more about the ship experiences and stuff. And you've got a ton of channeled stuff to talk about, I know. You and Tally and Jim sit and channel with each other all the time. So if you can get it to go full screen. Sierra had asked, for those of you that are listening, Sierra had asked to see the Craggy picture again, the picture at Craggy Mountain or Craggy Forest or whatever it was called. So that's what Sherri's trying to get back up.
I can't get it to share the screen like I did last time.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We can get that to Sierra maybe after.
Okay, now at the bottom, if you'll just hit the little full screen icon.
Mm-hmm. Sherri, did you hear Sheila? So when you're in there, go back to screen share. Go to the green. Okay, you're ready.
Stop sharing. Screen share. Entire screen share. There we go. Now let's try this again.
Okay, go to the bottom. On your, it's on the right-hand side. There should be a little, it looks like a little book, and to the right of the book is the full screen.
Go back in.
It's not your guy. It's the presentation isn't letting me share it full screen. My piece.
That's okay.
So let me try again.
You know what, honey? That's okay, because it happens all of the time when the energy starts really moving and raising and people are really into what you're talking about. Happens every time.
Never fails, right?
That's okay.
So some of the conversations that were channeled, that you had a specific question, Bridget?
Well, let's talk about the ship first. Going to the ship and what happens. Let's talk about, because I know you, so I know a lot of these stories, right? You don't have to share your screen.
Okay.
Unless you have something, because you're not. Oh, it says there's
working.
a damaged document. Yeah, that's why there's an error message. So, yeah, let's just talk. So, what was it like before you woke up on the ship? What did you experience ramping in? Because there are a lot of people right now, as we know, that are having strange experiences and things are not the way they used to be within their dream time. So what led you into that? What were your experiences? What were you noticing in your 3D world as well?
So first off, I don't tend to recall my dreams. I don't tend to recall anything of sleep time. And it's okay. Not everybody needs to know who they're talking to, as long as it's through a highest vibration. And I don't need to remember everything, because like I said, it's about this moment. And sometimes, being who I am with all that information, it would cloud me up, right? And so I wouldn't be able to express some of the other aspects of me if I was clouded by the memories and trying to understand them at an analytical point of view. So for me, I was starting having epiphany moments. I started having synchronicities that led up to things. And one of the first things that I remember is I was on a ship, or I was somewhere, and I had a doctor working on me. And I woke up and I'm like, what's my foot doctor doing up here? Right. Because I'm like, why is she here? My podiatrist is here, huh? Because I knew it didn't feel like a doctor's office. It felt out of this world. And as I was staring at her, I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't ready to see what they were going to show me. So they put her face, because she's one of the people that makes me feel most comfortable, doctor related. And I was having something done. And so they used her image to put me at ease and comfort. But I knew exactly what was happening when I woke up. And I still called it a dream. And I'm pretty sure it was with you, Bridget. I was like, well, I had this dream last night. And she goes, you're roughly calling that a dream, right? Because it was more of an experience. So that was one of the things. Another one, I was on a ship, and
she recalls to me, I just have to step in because she's like, there were metal walls. And I was like, well, what were the walls like? She's like, they were glowing with light. And I'm like, you really sure? You know, like, this is not a dream, right? Like, you are loosely calling it this, right? It's just funny.
It's the programming that we receive throughout our lifetime, right? And that's me working through that programming. Those are aspects that I'm still, as the human in me, is working through to understand I'm so much more than that. And it's been a journey, and it's been fun. And that, like I said, I'm very analytical. I get into my brain. I want to overthink it. I want to understand it instead of just feeling into it, which is now what I pretty much say to everybody. Drop into my heart, drop into your heart. What does it feel like? What was the sensation like? Another experience I had on a ship, um, it's interesting because I think there's a lot more than just the ship. But so I'm in a room. I get led into a room, and I'm in this room, and my mom's luggage. Let me rephrase that. My mom's luggage. Okay, now I know it was her baggage, but I had her luggage in the room, and I'm like, why is my mom's luggage in here? And I get moved, and it's very ship-like. It's not super lit up like you're outside or you're in a house or something. It's kind of darkish, but lights, and they lead me to meet somebody. And I'm like, but what about her luggage? And then it dawned on me, oh, that's the baggage from her that I'm still carrying, that they're helping me set down. They were helping me set down all of those programmings and that baggage that I'd been carrying along for years, right? But I didn't know it at the time, because it's not often as black as white as we think it is. It's not this or that. It's a combination of everything that brings it all together. And that's why I said, even though I've been home for 2 weeks, some of the trip is still unfolding, and it's still expanding me in ways that I'm learning as I journey. So, does that answer your question, B?
Yeah. And so let's go back to the trip. You guys channel a lot of messages. I know the three of you are constantly channeling. And hi Dim. I know he's here. So you guys were so excited leading into this because you had channeled 4 months, little bits of information, right?
2 years. We
channeled this trip.
We channeled on and off for about 2 years about this trip, and that when it needed to be, we were told that it needed to be in the month of July of 2024, August, somewhere in that time range. So we booked our trip maybe 6 months ago, and told the universe, told the beings, look, if this is when you want us there, we got a really, really good deal. You make sure that the weather, everything is lined up for us. Ironically, we left North Carolina, and that huge storm that was all over the news hit right after we left, because they allowed us the window. Yes, it rained. Yes, it was misty. Yes, it added to the experience, but they cleared our way the entire time we were there with ease and grace for all of the experiences that we had.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the messages and what you guys received while you were there. So I know that you had channeled that you were going to have some contact via ship. You had channeled that the fairies Jim says in text, for anyone that can't read, that he is certain that the mist thins the veil on this mountain. Um, so I know that you guys had channeled that you were going to connect in with the fairies, which you guys do wherever you go. You are constantly communicating with fairies. I have watched fairies on your ring cam videos, like hover around, leave tracers, like come up to the camera, make sounds that you're like, what in the world is that sound? Like I've been privy to a lot of your experiences through the ring cam as well. And you know, you have fairies tell you through CK that they're going to leave you money and presents, and you find things, right? So I know you're super connected to them, and they're in the mountain, right in front of the house. You've got all of these glowing lights of different colors zipping around, leaving tracers, coming close, going far away. What did that feel like in that moment? Like, describe the feeling. You're always talking about how it feels. So give them some of that.
It was exciting. It was life-changing, right? Because it opens you up. You can't deny what you're seeing. And when you're being shown it with such certainty, and there's a feeling that comes within your heart that you're like, oh, I'm connecting to these beings. Yes, we're star beings, but yes, we're part of this planet as well. And this earth and the beings that are here, they help guide us along with our family, because we're one. We're not separate. We're having all of these experiences to bring us all together to understand that it's not just the star beings, it's the earth elementals, it's the earth, it's all of it combined that bring us what we really need to understand, and to bring us into an open mind to receive and see what they have to offer us. And for me, it's just a feeling of overwhelming peace and joy and fun, which is one of the channeled messages that I've received for the last 2 years. Be in joy, be childlike, remember who you are, enjoy life. It's not about being stressed out about it. That's why the fairies are there. They're saying, look around every corner, because you can be surprised with delight and amazement, just like you say. And really, I mean, it's that kind of feeling of amazement and awe, and there's so much more to this, and it just continues to open and expand the awareness that there's so much more that we get to do, we get to experience, and then we get to be a part of.
I love that. I also want to know, like, what do you feel from them as you're connecting in with them, as you're watching them? Are you receiving telepathic messages, as I like to call it? You guys, that's not a real word, but I combine telepathic and empathic. So if you ever hear me say that, that's what it is. Um, but how do you feel when you're around them? Because I know you also felt that with the ship, and that picture was not good on my iPad. But if that's the same picture you had us look up that one time and expand, there are literally like a weird pattern in the sky where the ship is closed.
I
So yeah.
actually forgot to put that picture up, and I'm
Oh, it's
sorry.
okay. It would have been no, it would
So,
have been really difficult to see, I think, on this,
but
but yeah.
it's a feeling of excitement. It's a feeling of awe. It's a feeling of, I'm supposed to share this because of my awareness and of my understanding and of my conviction of what I'm seeing. They share it for me to share with others, because as I share, most people, even the 3D people, the people that don't see the fairies, the people that don't see the dragons, don't feel them. They start to sense it and they start to feel it because of how authentic my voice is about what I'm sharing. I'm not making it up. It's there. And I'm showing images to people that don't get it. They're like, oh, that's a lightning bug. I'm all, take another look. Open up to see that there's more than that, because lightning bugs usually are yellow, or they're not usually like glowing rainbow colors in a camera. So for me, that's what it's about. It's about being aware of what I am and how I am shown things, and feeling into it that they want me to continue to share what I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to get the pictures and get the images if it wasn't time for them to be shared and expressed in the way that I express it.
Agreed. Agreed. 100%. Speaking of dragons, since you brought them up, let's talk a little bit about Indy and your connection with the dragons as well. Since we're on the trip of all the elementals, having that beautiful conversation, let's talk a little bit about my favorite little, one of my very favorite little four-legged friends, who I will just say for myself, Indy and I have telepathic communication all the time. In fact, he has turned around on a walk and brought Tally back home one day because I sent him a message saying that I was on the phone and it was time for him to have his special treat. So I love him. Like, he's hilarious. When we used to do telepathy practice rooms in Awaken Ascending, and we're starting to do this kind of stuff in Ascension Catalyst, but there was one time that I would send it, I would be projecting, and he would go get the toy that matched the colors that I would project and bring it to Sherri.
Yes.
So Indy is a beautiful, beautiful little, not little, he's a giant being in a dog body. But tell us a little bit about Indy and how the dragon connection came to be for you guys with him.
So during that awakening and that split open with all of my spirit guides and learning about my star family and learning about my own gifts and my own abilities, telepathic, knowing, all of it, I was on a walk one day and I was walking with Indy. Indy is my border collie, who is my dragon unicorn, who is also a reincarnation in a form of one of my other dogs. And this is how it came about, right? So I'm sitting there just walking my dog and I get this hit. I'm like, "You're Bogey? Wait, you're the dog?" So I got a do-over. I was like, "Okay, cool. I got a do-over." And I was like, "Is that right?" And of course, I got a hit on my body that's yes, that's right. And so I kept going a little bit further with my muscle testing and I was like, "Wait a minute. Is he a dragon?" And not only is he a dragon, he's a dragon unicorn being. He's one of my guardian dragons that protects me, that chose to come in and be incarnated into a four-legged dog to have the energy next to me in this life as my protector, as my guide, as a helper. And his energy is huge. It's not just, and he does speak light language, as our friend CK wrote in the channel, and so do I. Our beautiful friend CK in the audience had attuned me and Natalie into light language, and we talk it every Wednesday with the fairies at some point, and he joins right in and starts barking. It is hilarious. He's giving his message, and he sees the fairies. He himself is such a unique gift. And the word Indy actually means gift and the color black. And he is all black with white paws. When he was born, a friend of mine saw him at 2 days old and bought him on the spot and said, "This is for my friend." Luckily, I have amazing friends, and luckily they all know exactly who I am and what I'm looking for, and they're connected as well. And she was so connected that she realized, oh, this is her dog. This is her being. She needs this being in her life. So expanding on that, in the last 5.5 years, Indy has become such an intricate part of my expansion of the knowledge that I seek and the information that comes to me. Speaking of the fairies and him, he kept bugging me. He wanted me to take him out. And I was like, "Okay, I'll take you out. Just a second, just a second." And he just kept going, kept going. And so as I walked outside, I would normally turn to my right, but he had me go to my left. And as I take a few steps, it's about 20 feet away from my front door, I look down and, like, Bridget has said, he's telepathic. So he talks with the fairies. He gets information for me. I look down and there is a flower on the ground made out of money. It's literally fanned out, folded fresh bills into a flower on the ground. And I go by it. I pick it up. I put it in my pocket. I'm like, "Thanks, buddy." And we keep walking. Of course, this is who I am. I check to make sure there's no wallets, there's no people. I'm like, "Wait, is there anybody around?" And then I use my body muscle testing. I'm like, "Hey, is this mine?" And they're like, "Yep, it's yours." I was like, "Okay, thanks, fairies." It was 5 brand new, fresh $50 bills folded into the shape of a flower left by the fairies for me. that's how they treat me. That's how they treat him. And that's how he works with me. He literally leads me to where I'm supposed to go. And so his connection with me is amazing. And I'm pretty sure we've been doing this for lifetimes. So I'm just glad that he came in this one so I can experience it and understand it in the way that I do now, because it's so much different and it's so much more rewarding to understand it in the way that I do now. So the fairies, the energies. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I want to say on that same trip, there was like the flower of 100s, then there was like a helmet, and there was like it was like a trail of gifts. And she'd look around and there'd be nobody for like anywhere near. Mm-hmm.
And just to be clear, Natalie, my partner, you've heard us talk about her. She is amazing at manifesting things. She is one of the most amazing manifestors that I have ever encountered. You want something to happen, you talk to Natalie. Is that accurate, Bridget?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Super powerful.
She also makes amazing smudge sticks that have so much intention and so much power to them that I highly recommend it. And yes, she is the best friend I could ever have asked for. We're basically one, just two separate bodies. So it's pretty cool.
They each have their own personality though. It's not super, it's not like they're so merged, but you know how it is, you guys, when you're with someone that you love, that you're deeply connected to, you like finish each other's sentences, don't have to say things at all. They're very much like that. Just like all of us are with our loved ones probably too. But yeah, Tally is super powered with manifestation. She's amazing. So Cher, tell us a little bit about magic, she says. I love it. Tell us a little bit about some other experiences that you've had with dragons, not just Indy, because I know you've had many, many experiences with dragons. Do you have anything that comes to the top of your head?
Yeah. So I would say about 20 years ago, I had an experience on some medicine. I took some medicine and I went somewhere and I kind of zoomed into a candle. And I'll get back to the dragon. There's a connection. I zoomed into this candle, and as I'm kind of having an outer body experience, I end up at a council table. And these people that they all have human faces, because I wasn't where I am today and I wouldn't be ready to see what they're willing to show me. But I end up at this council table and I'm kind of looking like, where did I end up? Right? Like, how did I get here? And I had no idea of where it was. So the friend that was with me, I asked her to do the same thing I was doing with the candle to see if she would have the same experience or a different experience. And sure enough, she had the exact same experience. And to this day, we talk about it because neither one of us understood where we were, what we were seeing. I now understand it's the Council of All that I was visiting and I was overseeing, and they weren't quite ready for me because they weren't expecting me to do exactly what I did because it was so out of character. So fast forward to about 3 months ago, I'm in a room and I'm having a conversation, and I'm in a room with CK, the beautiful friend in the audience. And she's like, Sherri, you're going to meet a new dragon. And she starts describing this dragon to me. And she's like, he's an ancient dragon and he has a long beard. And she's describing this dragon to me. And I'm like, hold up. I was like, wait a minute. I have a question. Have I met this energy before? And she's like, I got a yes. So remember that council table that I was sitting at? One of the main beings that I saw was a Asian being with a long white beard, very, very ancient, wearing a gi, right? So as she's describing that I'm going to come in contact with this new dragon, it doesn't feel new to me. It doesn't feel like this is a new energy I'm meeting, maybe a new expression being shown to me, but not so much a new energy. And as I tapped in, I realized that that ancient dragon was the same being that was sitting at that table, council of all table, that had shown themselves to me years before. But I had no idea what I was seeing or what I was experiencing 20 years ago. And now I have so much awareness and I'm like, oh, that being was there and that was what that was. So It's not just one dragon. And when my dragons come in, you guys, I'm going to make y'all laugh. I've been sitting on an ice pack this whole time because when my dragons are present, I get extremely hot. And so this kept me cool the entire time because I was like, the dragons are here. They're all around, the fairies, all of the beings that I work with are surrounding me all the time. Luckily, I get to feel them and sense them. When they come in hot, and I start sweating. I start getting overheated. My face gets red. And I don't know how many women here have been told, oh, you're going through the change of life. I'm like, well, I've been going through it for 25 years then, because this has been consistent for 25 years where the energy comes in and I heat up. And I've been told sometimes that I need to pull it in because I tend to be out there with my energy. But it's okay. I like being out there.
Yeah. So I don't know how many other people get hot. I get hot. I usually don't get sweaty, but I'll heat up when the dragons are here. It feels like I've had like warm, not super hot coffee, but like hot coffee poured through my body. So it's like I'm warming from the inside out when I connect with dragons. Sherri just, I mean, she just drew. It's like a purification process that happens every time. Like she just starts, and she's like ice packs on her head, ice packs on her back. I mean, yeah, it's a thing, and it happens when the angels come in for you too, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, different beings create a different feeling on my body. So Metatron, for instance, when he comes in, when that energy comes in, it's all my back heart and it goes from my back. And it starts in the back heart though, and I can feel it kind of go out. For some of the other angelics, I get the goosebumps on an arm or on a part of my leg. I also have ancestral guides that have passed over that were my guides on this planet, and they're on the other side. They're here right now with me. Now I can feel them. My uncle and my brother, who likes to hang out with the Buddhist priests up there. So they're all around, and I'm lucky enough that I get to have those conversations. But yes, I do heat up. With each one, it's different. The angelic frequencies, it comes through the different parts of my body, usually the male or female aspect. For me, if it's on the left side, that is usually meaning that is the masculine for me, because I'm different than most. My divine feminine is on the right, my divine masculine is on the left. So it's really important to discern for yourself where those energies come from and what they are and what you're feeling, because don't take somebody's word for it. Oh, well, they're always on the left. For somebody, it might be different. Maybe your divine feminine is the one that's leading you. Who knows, right? It might be the main guide that's leading the way, but you have to discern through your own series of testing what works for you and what is the highest best and what to believe.
100%. Yeah, I don't receive the same way as a lot of I'm a channel, but I don't receive the same way as a lot of psychic mediums, and I don't always have like someone's on the left, someone's on the right, someone's behind, someone's in front, right? So we're all different. I love that. Sherri, this has been a whole lot of fun. Sheila has had to excuse herself because she's not feeling well today. So you guys, I'm gonna wrap us up, but I just want to say I love how you bring through information, because I feel like you do it in such a grounded way. Like you're really anchored and grounded into your person. You spend a lot of time in nature, a lot of time walking. And I love how you bring in this information from a place of being semi newly awakened as well, right? Just showing us that it is a journey, right? Those of us that have been, doing this for a long time, we're here to support for everyone that's waking up. That's how I truly believe. I believe we're all masters, right? And that we're all waking up to whatever that looks like for each of us. And I've witnessed your growth and expansion for, the last however many years, and watching you just skyrocket, right? And have all of these experiences one after another and after another. And I just want to say, if you're listening to this on Conscious Awakening Network, wherever you are, and you're like, I want to have experiences, that intention is everything, right? And Sherri always talks about intention. So I'm going to hand it to you, and then I'm going to wrap up the space for us. So maybe just take like a few 30 seconds or something. if you'd like to share any last words as well. I think you're muted. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Another device probably took your mic. Do you see it? Do you see where to do that? It's all the energies. Let me see what they're saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, that's really funny. So remember we were talking about the fairies and they like to do things. So this is an example of what fairies like to do with me. I literally have not touched this microphone the entire time I was sitting here and they turned it off. I literally had to push the button and turn it back on. And, I know I didn't touch a lot about the cosmic aspect of me as much as I did the elemental and the connection to earth, but it's all one. It's all one connection. And we tend to forget that it is all one. We tend to think, oh, well, we're star beings and we're not this or we're not that. We're all of it. That's what we're here to have, this experience as a oneness in that oneness field. And yes, I've seen Green Man. I've had channeled messages with Source, which that in alone was life-changing because the inner it's going to happen. So often when I start to channel, emotions will start taking over and the tears will come and it's not me speaking. It is no longer me speaking. It is just coming through me. But having those connections with those beings and those energies is something that I can't explain. You have to experience it for yourself, but there's no doubt when you experience it. When Source came through in a channel with Jim, Natalia, and I my whole body was lit up with goosebumps. My emotions were flowing. I was crying. I was having this channel, and I can't tell you exactly what the channel was at this moment. It's written down somewhere, but the fact that it was coming through as intense as it was to let me know it's all connected. Source created the stars, the beings, all of us. There is no soul that's older than another. We're all the same age, having different experiences in all these different places. And the fact that we get to come together and share it as one is amazing. And I'm lucky and I feel very blessed that I had this opportunity to share this. I hope that some of the people that don't get to see the things that I've been shown expand and they open their mind to see that there's more of it. It's not just the stars. It's not just the ships. They're everywhere, everybody. They're everywhere. You just have to be willing to open your mind to see them. And this year, next year, the next 2 years, there's going to be more and more being shown to the people willing to see them. But you have to get out of the fear-based mindset and understand that there's more than just us.
Beautiful share. That's amazing. That's really beautiful. I agree. There's lots to come. I feel like the next, depending, but all the way through maybe even 34, right? 2034. There's lots going on. And yeah, my team they don't put a number on it publicly anymore. They do tell me certain things are coming, but probabilities, you guys, it's all about probabilities at this point because we're manifesting faster and faster and faster, which means our timeline jumping is happening faster and faster and faster. So Sherri, I really am so grateful to have you here with us, bestie. It has been so much fun, and I love you getting to express this and reach all of the people that are here for your codes, keys, and frequencies, that will use that as a permission slip for themselves. People who are seeing lights and forests and going, is this a lightning bug? Lightning bugs look a particular way. Fireflies look a particular way. They behave particular ways as well. And those types of beings are different. They move differently. It's just like the light ships in the sky. They move differently than any of the terrestrial things, right? So yeah, I love that. Well, you guys, thank you so much for being with us for Cosmic Conversations. Like I said, Sheila had to go. She's not feeling well today. So if everyone could just send her a big burst of no strings attached healing, anyone that's resonant, that would be amazing. We do have an event coming up. Well, first, next Monday, we are bringing back Ashley Pfeiffer. You guys might have seen her the first Monday of August. She's coming back again for the last Monday. And then the 31st, we're doing the Starseed Light Gathering. You can find that on Conscious Awakening Network. You can also find it on our Instagram pages, mine and Sheila's, and all the people that are going to be in it. It's going to be actually a morning to afternoon kind of event, which, you know, I think is quite lovely. I'm co-hosting with Sheila for this. And we have, who's going first? I don't know, but I don't know what order you guys right off the top of my head, but we have Laura Neat, she's from Italy. She's the Orion starseed who remembers her lives and expressions and her connection to Orion. We have Akashic April Curry will be there. We have Greta Chamberlain, Dr. Greta Chamberlain, I believe. And then we also have Laura Eisenhower. So if you guys haven't heard of them, definitely go to their Instagram pages and find them. Check them out. It's going to be an amazing, amazing event where we're just highlighting starseeds. This has been Starseed Month with Conscious Awakening Network, and it has been such a fun month, I think, already. So yeah, definitely come to the event. It is a no charge event, so feel free to invite all of your friends as well. Pass that link around and let's really boost it up. That would be amazing. And I just want to say thank you to all of you beautiful people who are here with us live, and everyone that's going to catch this on the replays and on YouTube and listening to us on the podcast. So just want to say thank you for all of your energy and your time and for spending another beautiful Monday with us. We will see you again. I know Sheila has a speaker on Thursday as well. So do keep an eye on the emails. If you're not on the email list for Conscious Awakening Network, I highly recommend to put yourself on it. She's not spammy. You get 2 emails a week, maybe 3 if something special comes up. So definitely, but it's always telling you cool stuff that's happening. So yeah, just want to say thank you on behalf of Sheila Seppi and myself. Thank you, Sherri, and love all of the fam that's in the chat right now. I can see you. Thank you to all the Conscious Awakening Network people, all of our beautiful family, and then all of the Ascension Catalysts that are here. And we look forward to seeing you next time. And so much love to each and every one of you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you,
Sheila.
Sheila.
Sherri. It's amazing. Did I thank you? Thank you, Sherri Dill, for everything that you brought in. I think I did, but here's another one for you.
And then I just want to do a quick thank you to Jim, because without you inviting us to your space, we wouldn't have been able to experience the experiences that we did and the expansion that we did. So thank you also.
Thank you, Jim Fairley, or James Fairley is how he usually comes on here. We love you too. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. And thank you, of course, to Sheila Seppi. We love her so much. Sending her so much love and healing.